Wobbly Wallaby, and today I'll be talking about dailies and weeklies in Ragnarok Mobile. This video will let you know the dailies and weeklies I do every week, roughly how long it takes to do it, and if it's worth it. If you're new to this game or want a friend to join, it is useful to know the time commitments required for this game. When you first start the game, it's going to take longer since you're doing the story and learning the game. In a few weeks, you'll have a routine down, and you'll want to know how to play this game more efficiently. Luckily, the developers have made a lot of quality of life changes over the past episodes to make weeklies and dailies a lot easier. It used to take significantly longer. This is what I do for my daily routine. First, I take care of events, which are limited time and often give great rewards that will help your character progress. It can take anywhere from a minute if you just need to talk with someone, to about 10 minutes if you have to do some story. This is 100% worth your time. Events are usually one per account, so it's not too much work. The next 5 activities count towards getting your weekly assistant medals, which you can use to roll for gacha headgear roughly every 2 weeks, so I highly recommend you do them. Some also give Mora coin, which can be used to enchant your gear to make them stronger. Next, I use meatballs to finish my 3 mission board quests. You get good experience and rewards. If you don't have meatballs, it will take you about 15 minutes to do all 3 manually. Meatballing to complete the board in less than a minute is worth their time. Next, I use meatballs to complete my rifts. If you do rifts manually, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes. Meatballing to complete the rifts is definitely worth your time. You may get gloves or strength rings, which are worth over 1 million zenny each. Next, I do pet labor. This is just for weekly assistant medals and for getting Mora coin. It just takes a couple seconds to click, so it's definitely worth it. Next, I go to the lucky shop. It takes about 1 minute to buy materials that I need. This is worth it since there's an abundance of Eden coins that you get from doing various things. Next, I do guild donations. To progress in the game, you need to donate. This takes about 1 to 2 minutes and is 100% recommended to get stronger. If you need to transfer materials from your alternate accounts into storage, it may take longer, but I just buy whatever I need from the exchange when doing the donation. Next, there's Wasteland Dailies. If you're grinding for your 4th job, you need to do this. They're quite painful, but it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to do 4 quests in total. Once you get used to finding the easy ones, it goes by much faster. Optionally, you can do music. This takes about 30 minutes. After that, I put my character on auto attack and farm. I do these for my main character, but if I'm feeling lazy, I'll just do mission board, rift, and guild donations for my alternate characters and slave accounts. If the events is super easy, like talking to an NPC, then I'll do those as well. After tallying up the total time for dailies, it takes about 16 minutes to do active stuff, and about 3 hours to do the activities where you can just leave your phone alone after doing something like music or like grinding. If there's one mandatory event I recommend, it is Endless Tower. You get a ton of good drops and a chance to get things worth millions of zenny. When I first started the game, this could take about an hour with a team. If someone high level and strong can carry you, it can take about 20 to 30 minutes. Next is VR. You have a chance to get good drops from minis and MVPs. VRs used to be so much worse since you had multiple maps and it was like a maze. Now it is very simple and takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete on a single map. This is worth your time and you should do it every week. Next is Oracle. I do Oracle Dungeon for Norland cards, which is used for creating MVP and mini cards. It will take a few months, so this is a slow grind. You also get Oracle Crystal and Dust, which is useful for enchanting your headgear. I do Oracle Hard with a team, which takes about 20 minutes a week. You can go for something easier if you're first starting, or if you have someone that can help, you can definitely try Oracle Hard or Nightmare for better rewards. This is worth doing and is something I do every week. Next is Cake Battle. Cake Battle lets you claim rewards in the cake shop. Often, there are things worth millions of zenny. You can also get card unlocks, which are very useful for adventure book deposits. Each cake battle takes about 5 minutes and uses up 60 minutes of your character's combat time. You can do up to 4 per week. So in total of 20 minutes of your time and 240 minutes of your character's combat time, it is definitely worth the millions of zenny you can get from it. I 100% recommend people do this, and I do this every week. Since it uses up combat time, you want to choose a character that farms the least efficient in your account. Next is Santos Tower. I personally don't do these every week since I'm not a huge fan of it. If you do them, it's great for the advanced ruin system. When I used to do the first 2 floors, it would take about 10 minutes. There are more floors now, so it would likely take you about 30 to 60 minutes a week to do all the floors with a team. The mechanics of Santos Tower is definitely more difficult and requires a lot of coordination. As a result, it definitely takes more work, so that's why I skip it. Next is Echoing Corridor. This is something I do every week and it takes about 25 minutes. We do floor 21 to 30. I only do these for the Brave Holy Emblems, which can claim Extract Light Crystal, Origin Books, and Glittering Runestone Stars. This is a weekly that I do not enjoy, but it's mandatory for character progression, so I reluctantly do it every week. Next is a Niflheim Purgatory. I occasionally do these. It's harder than ET and can take about 10 minutes. Back when you had to grind for Death Breath, this was actually more important, but now the rewards don't really seem worth the time. Lastly, we have some timed weeklies. There's War of Imperium, which takes about 10 to 60 minutes on Thursdays, and then there's War of Crystal, which takes about 10 to 20 minutes on Sundays. On Wednesday they have events such as UFO, Kafka, and Pouring Battle. Those take about 30 minutes each. I don't do these anymore, although I used to do War of Imperium and War of Crystal every week. Tallying the total weeklies I do every week takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I hope this video showed you the time commitment required for this game to do weeklies and dailies. If you're really into this game, you should do everything. For me, I just want to do things that I enjoy in the game, which is why I skip a lot of the weeklies and dailies. In the end, I don't want this game to feel like a chore. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe.